Hi friends! Welcome back to the vlog! Okay, first of all, I would like to apologize for not being able to upload videos for the past 2 weeks. Kasi, you know, your girl, I'm a student, so I had to focus muna. I got busy talaga. So, yeah. But since I promised on my last video that I will be doing a review of my MacBook Air 2020, this is the video. This is what you're waiting for, if you're really waiting for it. And yeah, let's start what I noticed and what I experienced while using my MacBook Air 2020 for 2 weeks. Okay, so backstory lang of how I am as a user of the MacBook Air 2020. So as I mentioned earlier, I'm a student. So basically, I just use it, well actually, sobrang ito yung parang bread and butter ng mga estudyante ngayon, yung laptop. Why? Because we're online na. So basically, my day goes like Zoom meeting, and then I do Canvas. So basically, Canvas is an app or a website kung saan nag-upload yung school ko ng files, ng announcement, ng assignments, ng quizzes. That's where we all do it in Canvas. And I use my laptop to access it. Sa Lecturio naman, that's where we watch lecture videos. So, yeah, I spend around 2 to 3 hours per day using Lecturio to watch videos required for class. And of course, I use Microsoft 365. So, basically, it's like Microsoft na online because it's part of my school's freebie under our email. You know what I'm saying? Like, sa school, meron email, and then under that, may mga freebies. So, that's under that. Yung Microsoft 365, so that's where I can use Word, PowerPoint, Excel. Well, I don't use Excel actually, but mostly Word and PowerPoint. So, I use that online. So, I also use Google Docs. That's where me and my group mates work on our papers. And we also use Google Slide. So, that's where we create our PowerPoint presentation for our cases. Yeah, so basically that's it. I use my laptop from around 7 a.m. until 5. Hindi naman tuloy-tuloy. In between, I have rests naman. Pero basically, those that I said earlier are the things that I do within that span of time. And of course, syempre, Facebook and Netflix afterwards. I can't say that I'm a heavy laptop user because basically, basic apps lang naman yung ginagamit ko. I don't do editing on my laptop. I don't do music production on my laptop or anything. I just do it for school use. So, here are the things that I noticed. The first thing that really bothered me in my MacBook Air 2020 is the camera. Like, I swear, if you had like old netbooks before na medyo pixelated, hindi clear yung mukha mo sa camera, that's how the camera of a MacBook Air 2020 looks like. Let me just show you a video. As you can see in the video, if you compare it with low lighting and high lighting, for me, it doesn't justify yung quality niya. I was expecting like really high quality video or camera resolution on this laptop. Kasi I had my MacBook Pro like 2012 ata version like 7 years ago. And the camera was actually good. And then I'm surprised that the camera of this laptop is ugly. Like, swear. Which is a problem now for me because everything is virtual now. Classes are virtual, like meetings are virtual. So the camera, MacBook, you gotta work on that. And of course, speaking of camera, mostly sa Zoom meetings, like in my case, we do virtual background. So for you guys who don't know what virtual background is, there is a feature in Zoom wherein, for example, my background would be whatever background you choose. Like, para siyang may effect na makiklear out yung background mo, and then kung may required background for you guys, or mayroon kang gustong background, pwede mong palitan. Since pangit nga yung camera ng MacBook Air 2020, pangit din yung virtual background. I'll show you a video. So as you can see, hindi well-defined yung borders ng katawan ko. Actually, mukha na akong agua bendita kasi yung face ko naging blue or what. So that's the problem with the camera and the virtual background. So when I was actually installing Zoom and then I tried the virtual background, it said there that yung laptop mo has to be i5 Intel Core above. And then if not, you have to have a green screen para mag-work well yung virtual background. Eh, wala naman akong green screen. And I don't think most of us have green screen at home. Although you can improvise. I have some of my classmates and groupmates who bought like green cartolina or green tela and then they put it at the back of their, sa likod nila. And then, it worked well naman. Okay, but for you guys, I will try it because we have a room who has a green cabinet or has green cabinets at the back. So let's see if the green screen would work with that. So let's see the video. So basically yun yung true niya. If you try it on a green screen, I must say, still not as good as what I expected. Because I tried Zoom virtual backgrounds in my iPhone and it worked perfectly well. The camera quality was okay, even the Zoom background, the virtual background worked really, really well. It's just this laptop with its ugly camera. Second thing that I want to talk about is the battery life. With battery life naman, I must say, it's okay. It was good. I didn't have any problems with that. Like, hindi naman ako in the middle of a discussion or a meeting, biglang nawalan siya ng battery. It worked well for me naman. Like, if yung heavy Zoom meetings per day, sabihin na natin na from 7 to 5, tapos yung Zoom meetings namin 2 hour each, 1 hour to 2 hour each, my laptop lasts for 6 to 7 hours. Like, 100%, and then after 6 to 7 hours, nasa mga 15% na siya. So for me, it's not a problem naman. Understandable naman na with that heavy use, kasi nga Zoom. I'm not a techie girl, but I think makonsumo naman talaga sa battery yung Zoom meetings. So I think the battery life works fine for me. Also, there's another thing that bothered me. MacBook Air has yung old na earphone jack. Like, okay, let me show you. So, yung MacBook Air is still using the circular earphone jack or whatever you... Jack or dock? Jack? Whatever. Yung earphone plug na luma pa. Eh, since ako naman, I am an iPhone user, so yung earphones niya is lightning cord na. So, nag-stress na naman ako kasi wala akong earphones na magamit. So, I have to borrow pa from my cousin para makagamit ako ng earphone. Because I personally don't have any Bluetooth earphones or like yung ordinary earphones. I just have my lightning earphones with me. But then if you have your Bluetooth earphones or your typical earphones, then that's not a problem. It's just me. Because, I'm not a techie person. I just make do of what I have at home. So yeah, maybe that's just for me. Also, one of the most commonly asked question is, naglalag ba or bumabagal ba? Nag-overheat ba? So far, I haven't experienced overheat in my MacBook Air 2020. But, there's this one instance though that I have to say this. Para lang din alam nyo. I'm not sure if it's just me or my internet connection, but I was in a Zoom meeting. And then, I was actually making chika on Facebook. So, naka-split screen ako. And then, all of a sudden, after siguro mga 2 hours or 3 hours in that Zoom meeting, medyo nagbumagal yung, as in naglalag yung Facebook part ko. Yung Zoom okay eh. Yung Facebook part ko medyo naglalag. Like, I don't know, it just lagged. So, I'm not really sure if it's because of my internet or because hindi niya kinakaya. But that's just an isolated incident that I think you guys have to know. So I'm not really sure, just like what I said in my previous video, I'm not a techie person, I'm not really sure what's the cause of that. But yeah, I'm just saying out here because I want to be transparent. So yun. So I receive a couple of questions. Actually, 2 questions lang naman. About my usage of my MacBook Air 2020. And it says here, from Rika Rubinyol, is it good for Zoom calls and even Zoom proctored exams? Well, for me, okay naman siya. minus the virtual background. And yeah, if you're not really particular with the quality of your camera, it works perfectly fine. I mean, it serves its purpose, but it's not as bongga as you expect it to be. So, hindi naman naglalag, nakakapag-gather review, okay naman yung features ng zoom niya sa Macbook. So, for me, it's okay. If you're gonna use it for online class and Zoom proctored exam, I think it works perfectly fine. But don't expect lang na super ganda ng virtual background and ng camera quality. Because yun nga, dun tayo nagka-problema sa MacBook Air 2020. This is another question from Ajomar2009. He said, Windows user ako ever since. I thinking to pull the trigger to jump sa Mac. Baka mahirapan ako sa transition. But I'm using iPhone and iPad. Hihi, Mac na lang wala. Thank you for that comment, Ajomar2009. Before Mac, of course, I was also a Windows user. And at first talaga, medyo malilito ka sa transition kasi Mac and Windows are totally different. Like, even now, when I use Windows, kasi nga, di ba, nawalan ako ng laptop for a while. So, I use my sister's laptop and Windows user siya. Medyo lito ako, parang, how do you use this? Parang ganun. But then, you will get used to it. And then, if you use it na for a long time, and I swear, it works perfectly fine, it's perfectly well, and madali lang siya. And, I know na some of you are aware na medyo maraming kakaibang keys sa MacBook Air. Like, meron command, control, option, ganun, na wala sa usual Windows na laptop. So, there's a lot of tutorials online that would teach you on how to properly use your MacBook. So, that can help you in transitioning from your Windows rather, to a MacBook. And, let me just say this, because I super love Mac talaga. Kasi, yun nga, I had my laptop for 7 years and I really didn't have any problem with it. Kung hindi ko lang talaga natapunan ng tubig, siguro buhay pa siya, hanggang siguro doktor na ako, may asawa at anak na ako. Char! Yun na yung gamit ko. But, yeah, so, I mean, it's quite expensive, let's admit that. But, for me, yung quality and yung tagal niya, sobrang sulit. So, Jomar, come on, if you wanna go for Mac, let's go. Okay, we have another question here by Joyce Melendez. Hi, how do you install the Office for Mac right now? Do you still need installers or it can be accessed via cloud? Also, do you think it is still worth to get Microsoft Office or Google Docs the trend? Or is Google Docs the trend right now? Thanks in advance. Hi Joyce, thank you for that question. I actually answered her na sa comment section. So sabihin ko na lang din, yung luma kong MacBook Air, I bought yung installer talaga sa Power Mac. And it cost me 5,000, 7,000 pesos. Pero, ever since, yun na yung ginamit ko. 7 years din yun yung ginamit ko. Right now, as I said earlier, I'm using Microsoft 365. However, ang problema nga lang dun is, you'll need to use it online. So, kailangan, may internet ka bago mo siya magamit. Same with Google Docs and Google Slide. I mean, some people prefer not to download na or buy Microsoft kasi nga meron ng Google Slide and Google Docs. But yeah, yung problem nga lang is you will have to access it online. So if mahina yung internet connection mo or wala kang stable internet, that's the problem. Pero like, if internet is not a problem with you, then Microsoft and Google Slide is a good option for you. At least you don't have to pay na extra for installing your Microsoft or whatever software that you use. Okay, so to wrap it all up, for me, my MacBook Air 2020 is still a good buy. So the reason why I bought MacBook Air naman is because I was just really planning to use it for my papers or schoolwork. So hindi naman ako nagpa-plan na mag-edit or whatever heavy work edit, Photoshop, music production or what that you typically use in a MacBook Pro. So, if you're gonna ask me, okay naman siya. Like, it gets its job done. But, it's just that the camera is sobrang frustrating. Yung camera lang talaga. Especially now, na online, sobrang nakakasad. So, if you're gonna buy a MacBook Air, siguro my tip would be, go for i5 Intel Core para mas okay, mas mabilis yung processing and mas powerful. And then, mas okay yung memory. Kasi this is 256 and the i5 Intel Core is 512 if I'm not mistaken. So just to be sure, if you know na you will be, using it more heavily, siguro I would go for that i5 Intel Core. So I hope you like this video and I hope it helped you a bit kahit papano if you're deciding if bibili ka ba ng MacBook Air or not. So if you have any questions regarding my MacBook Air 2020, please don't hesitate to comment down below. And if you like this video, please don't forget to thumbs up, or if you have any ideas on the things that I should do or videos I should do next, don't hesitate to comment it down below as well. Also, don't forget to please subscribe to my YouTube channel because I will be uploading more videos. So thank you so much, friends, and I'll see you guys on my next vlog. Bye!